Hi, I'm David Traversi, and this is part of our series called How to Sell Your Business. We're addressing how to manage the sales process, and this episode deals with driving to a closing. Once the PSA, or purchase and sale agreement, is negotiated, there's a lot to be done to get your deal closed. Examples include the execution of documents, for instance, consents or title transfers, or the occurrence of events, the passage of a certain date, closing a key sale, transferring funds. Things have to be accomplished before the closing. Another example is communication with employees, vendors, customers, and other constituents. And this should only be done after all conditions are met and contingencies waived so that the closing is certain. It's important to realize that you will likely have to be the driving force to get your deal closed. All other parties may have motives that drive a slower path to closing. You'll have to be creative in terms of how you drive the closing, but one good method is to use what I call a time and responsibility spreadsheet. It's a much more detailed T-minus schedule that we talked about in an earlier episode, and it lists every task, who's responsible for executing the task, and the date by which the task must be completed, and then having regular calls with all parties to keep them accountable. A variation may be to send daily emails to the entire working group using the time and responsibility schedule to push individual execution. Also, we recommend a cadence of brief weekly video calls involving you, the buyer, and your advisor, if any. Thank you, and look for future episodes of How to Sell Your Business.